everyone, welcome to Opal Oracle. For those of you who are new, my name's Raaji. It's really nice to meet you. Now, this is going to be for Taurus for mid-October. So a few things I want to mention quickly. One is I use dowsing to pick the signs again for the mid-month. And I actually already recorded your reading, but it told me to do you again. Secondly, this mid-month I'm trying to get it in time for everyone, but the energies will permeate after and a little before these times, so even if it's a little bit after, understand that those energies still can play out. In saying so, there's a full moon on the 5th of October in Aries. This is about completions. It's about understanding who you really are, what you want to complete within yourself. I actually don't know what, I'm not an astrologer, so what sign Aries is in your house. And then the new moon is on October 19th, okay? Which is about intentions, about newness. So what we'd like to complete on the full moon, what we would, our intentions would be to what we'd like to gain in the future. Okay. Now, I broke this down into 4 quadrants. There's an area for work or your finances, which can also be work on yourself. You have love, which can obviously represent your relationships with other people, intimately and otherwise, but also just the overall feeling of love. Okay. You have an area for your creativity and then one for your spirituality. Now, I also chose one card, or I thought one card, from the Marielle Tarot, and you received the King of Discs actually in the reverse. That's how it flew out. And this card, this King of Wands, was stuck to it. Like, literally, I had to pry it apart. So, there's something here about earth and fire that's a central message for this month, okay, for this time period. This King of Discs is actually your card, Taurus. In the reverse, though, I want to say that you're not, usually the King of Discs is very giving, and he's not right now. Particularly, whoever this King of Wands is, I feel like this is definitely another person. Okay, and I've actually gone back and looked at a lot of the readings prior to see how everyone's been progressing, and the Emperor has played a big role in your readings. I mean, of course, you could have a lot of either Aries in your chart, or fire in your chart, particularly with the Emperor, it means Aries, and I find that I keep connecting that to the full moon in Aries. So there's something significant that is going to complete. Something that you, someone that you are not willing to give your energy to anymore. This King of Wands is kind of an asshole in the reverse. Excuse my French. You know, he's not very open. He's pretty stubborn, honestly. Stubborn upright and in the reverse. But in the reverse, he can say mean things, okay? Now, in ways of your work, I see you very passionate about your work. I see you using the powers of alchemy within your work, within, like, the powers of magic. And you're looking at it in such a way, this is a pretty strong message, so obviously this, you know, these are general, but we'll get to the point. There's something about magic within your work, okay? Maybe just the way that you work internally. Because there actually aren't any discs or pentacles, if you will, on the board except for this King of Pentacles, which represents you, in the reverse. So it shows me that you are ultimately in control of your money. Maybe you run your own business or work for yourself. You're an entrepreneur of sorts. I see that you want to expand it, though, too. Like, right now you're on a particular path, and in the future you want to continue down that path and see what it can bring you. And I see that path, you wish for it to come back into this watery element, which is about emotions, emotional fulfillment within your job. okay, within the work that you do in this life physically. And I see in the future you're going to have a great idea, okay, like a really great idea. And again, there, you have another card about creation and ways of magic, okay? Within because there's dark magic and white magic, right? Which is, in a sense, sort of our language to continue racist terms. So, light in the sense of seeing the light of day. Dark in the sense as the soil, as the shadow. You know, it doesn't have any racial connotations. It's just remind yourself of that in your mind, okay? There's a lot of manipulation in language in this time and age. Okay, because we need both, right? That's what this yin-yang is for. Okay, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, etc. Now, creatively, again, I see you have two pages here. You have a page of wands in your work, and you have a page of swords in your creation. Okay, and they're sort of diagonal from each other, so there's some sort of combination between air and fire, which can absolutely expand, right? Largely, if you so do desire. Like, you could just put a little bit, you could have like a small flame, or you could have something really expansive. It depends how you work it. But I see that you're going to harness it in such a way that is very expansive, okay? And it actually, because of whatever you're thinking about within your creative world, because this is also what you create in general. This is inspiration, this is bravery, this is, you know, he just picked up the Ace of Wands. He picked up this fresh new start in a way, looking at it as a fresh new start. You know, you could have been walking on this path with this stick for some time, but you have temperance in combination, so it shows me a very deep connection to spirit, and then also to your own path, okay? Because, in a sense, within your creativity, this could be from an external force. And I just looked over at that King of Wands in reverse, but there's some sort of, the color yellow, there's so much yellow on the board. Yellow, 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 yellow. And then you also have the moon, which is yellow. This is about your solar plex. This is your own personal power, right? It's right below your heart. This is what pushes us in our lives. What either pushes us or blocks us, depending on how strong we feel within ourselves and what we are able to achieve. Okay? Because there's something in creation that you want to expand, okay, deeply. And in the undercurrent, it's like this Fool is also in your, this is the undercurrent of your cards. This is also very yellow. This is a brand new start, which is actually right next to, it goes like this, right next to this page. It's wonderful. For some of you, there's a strong element of beginning again, okay? Because mentally, you have been blocked a little bit in like what you are able to manifest. Like your thought process, it seems to be you have 1, 2, 3, 4, you have 4 swords on the table. Okay? 1 cup, 1 wand, 2 major arcana. Because I see that this creation is in relation to your love section. Okay? You have this 9 of Swords in your love, which for some of you, you could be feeling kind of stuck in ways of love in your present relationship. For those of you involved. Otherwise, there could be a little bit of blockage in the sense that you feel like you're unable to express your thoughts at home. And it's interesting because in your love, right, in the whoever you involve yourself with, that is connected to love, okay? This could be the love of your work, the love of your friends, the love of life, the love of your lover, whatever. But it's interesting that you have this, which is so blocked, which is so unable to express itself, to expand, like I was talking about earlier, that fire and air. And then you have this gentleman, which is the ultimate expression of mind, of the intellect. Okay? It's like this person's really free and this person's really bound up. Actually, a few extra cards came out, so I'm going to use them as clarifiers. This one. And this one. Okay. There's a need, you have to, it's like you want to, you have the Eight of Wands came out. This Eight of Swords did not want to get up. It's like there's a stubbornness behind it, just like this King of Wands. Okay, there's something about that. But what came out on this Eight of Swords is the Eight of Wands. This is so free. These are the arrows of love. This is fast, quick communication. You know, this person's mind is like a million miles a minute. They don't necessarily have to speak it always, but when they do finally speak their mind, it's like this. You know, it's free. It has an opportunity to go from one place to the other quite quickly. This is absolutely the opposite. Now, I actually see an additional card that came out was the Lover's card. Okay? And right below that, these two sevens came out as a clarifier on this Lovers. Sevens are challenging cards. Sevens are a spiritual, like, which they're also in connection with the spirituality. Sevens are challenging overall, okay? I see that communication is a challenge. I see that emotionally you're being challenged. Particularly for those within a relationship, I see it. That could just be expressing yourself, expressing the other, whatever, but there's a confusion and there's like you're wanting to stand your ground about something. You want to succeed, okay? I see that. You want to, when you express yourself, you want to be understood. You want to be appreciated. Sorry, just looking at the Seven of Cups, it's like, because it being a spiritual challenge, okay, and it sort of landing in your spiritual realm, which you have the Moon and you have the Moon and the Ace of Cups in your spirituality. This is also directly below your love section, okay, that King and the Eight of Swords. It's like I see 1, 2, 3 yellow paths. Okay? It's like you start out, right? You start out walking down this path, then you come to this place, right? You see this path in the background. It's like you've walked this whole way, and then you came across this angel. And this angel is, for whatever this means to you, is opening your mind, okay? This magical, alchemic, like, Uh, this is about internal peace too, like really harnessing those waters inside of you and what it all means. But I see that again, this yellow has to do with your mind, your expression of how you think about something, and then that king goes down into this moon is yellow with also this yellow path, and then it's like in this moon, these two creatures are separated, okay? So in one way, I see that there's a separation of two on a path. But Cancer, this lobster, it's like, sorry about the dogs. Cancer is about love, it's about mother, it's about the home. And there's a little bit of unknowing within this Ace of Cups. Like, and with the Seven of Wands and the Seven of Cups next to it, it's like there's a little bit of confusion to what exactly, how exactly you're supposed to go about this situation. Because the card that came out on top of this Seven of Wands and this Seven of Cups is the Nine of Pentacles, which is the second card to come out of your suit. This woman is single. She is abundant. She is creative. She spends a lot of time alone. She knows who she is, and she knows what she wants, and it's like whatever she touches grows. It's like she has the element of Mother Earth within her, okay? Now, specifically, spiritually speaking, I want to say that there's certain elements within the spiritual realm that you're still unaware of within your mind, okay? Now, spirituality to some is sort of, spirituality is the opposite of religion in a way, okay? Not as opposite as science and religion or science and magic, which actually science and magic are also intertwined, but that's another story. But I see here that there's still something that you don't, again, it's not quite clear to you, okay? I see for those of you in a relationship, like you're fighting too. Like it used to be so full of love, but in peace and within yourselves and with each other. But there's something now that has so much to do with, like, this Ace of Cups usually is about, well, it's an offering of love. It's a blessing, you know. It's like maybe for some of you, you've been giving your love like this to whoever this person is, but they keep wearing this blindfold, okay? They're all wrapped up in their mind about situations. They're not able to, like, look at this Lovers. What a difference. You know, these people are so free, and this is so confined and afraid of the reality. And I see that they're also afraid of whatever this conversation is that's coming. This is quick communication coming in really fast, okay? And you know, actually, maybe this is another person for some reason. I'm seeing that, like, where another sort of energy, but it's a physical person. Male or female, doesn't matter. But where this person is actually in a way, like helping you understand what this Seven of Wands, this defensiveness, this protecting yourself, standing up for yourself. And this is like emotional misunderstanding. It's confusion. You know, you don't know which cup to pick. You're not sure how to go about the situation. But for all these cups to be filled with all these maybes, for so long he's been collecting them, right? It's like because after the 7 comes the 8, and actually this one cup, which is the only cup, technically cup card, and then this equals the 8 of cups. Okay, so I see something about your spirituality, which is your own internal vibration and like connection to Mother Earth, from your mind to the ether back down into your soul, has a lot to do, into the earth, has a lot to do with having to emotionally walk away from something, but you don't know quite how to. But with the King of Swords beneath, above this moon, you'll sort it out. You'll sort it out. And actually, I see something about, I see the full moon and the new moon in this right here, and this is 18, which is very close to the 19th, the new moon in Libra. Okay, so there's something about that also, where like maybe you'll be thinking about what it is that you want to complete, what it is you want to end, whatever's blocking you, okay? Whatever's blocking you, so that you can be free, so that you can be free, so that you can feel this ace and really understand it. This is also the end of your reading, the end of the month, or the end of this time period, okay? I forgot to set a timer. I also see that there could be an air sign that's helpful to you also, having to do with magic. I see this Magician and the King of Swords. It's like they're helping you open your mind, you know, because maybe this doesn't necessarily have to be somebody else. This could be you and your own mental restriction, and how you're unable, again, to be able to communicate something that's so important to you, okay? To your own self. And whatever is happening, I want to know, or I want to know, I'm sure you want to know, the undercurrent now is the Five of Pentacles and the Hermit. So that shows me that underneath it all, something in September was significant for you, Taurus, okay? To understand something, to start to understand something. Like when you were alone, you had thoughts that were telling you things, okay? Because somewhere in there, this card represents karma. It also represents like, this is an unnecessary card outside of the karmic definition. It's like, these people don't have to be in the snow, okay? They don't have to suffer through this experience. They can just go inside where that light is. I also want to say that you have an angel. You have 2 angels on the board, okay? There's something really important about this duality between you and spirit in the sense of energy. And I see these 2 of cups, and then just this lovers is important also. Now, we're going to choose a Stitchomancy from this wonderful book I love called The Finite and Infinite Games by James P. Cars. Okay? So, Taurus. Okay. This is a little bit longer. I hope there's enough time on this camera. This is the first thing that came out, so I need to tell it to you. It says, one is never ill in general. One is always ill with relation to some bounded activity. Okay? And then my thumb floated down into this. It says, when I am healed, I am restored to my center in a way that my freedom as a person is not compromised by my loss of functions. This means that the illness need not be eliminated before I can be healed. I am not free to the degree that I can overcome my infirmities, but only to the degree that I can put my infirmities into play. I am cured of my illness. I am healed with my illness. Healing, of course, has all reciprocity of touching. Just as I cannot touch myself, I cannot heal myself, but healing requires no specialists, only those who can come to us out of their own center and who are prepared to heal themselves. Yeah. It's all we can do. You know? Alright, I am wishing you the best. Best, best, best. Continue on. Keep your chin up. I'll see you in November.